Yeah, so I'm back again with another video uh, of top-down analysis, So here what we are looking at is the Euro CAD, which is the Euro versus Canadian dollar. So as we can see, there's a lot that is going on right here on this current market. As we can see, this current market, we have some sort of a choppy market. So a choppy market is when there is no real trend in the market. There is no direction. There's nothing that is really happening. There's just a lot of ups and downs. So we cannot trade on this type of a market. But if I can just scale it to the higher time frame, which can just go on the weekly time frame, just to see what is really happening on this market. uh, we go on to the higher time frames just to see the overall movement of the market if we can't really find a real trend on the current market. So this is the weekly. As we can see on here on the weekly, I can already see that we have some sort of a structure on the weekly time frame. We have those lows right there. We have also have if I can just take my trend from this level right here, first touch, second touch. So we have some sort of a structure right here on the weekly time frame, of which this structure is not yet completed. As far as I can see, this market still has a long way to go. It still has to downtrend. It still has to go down according to the analysis. So we had that inside structure, a pattern within a pattern, which has already been broken. That confirms that this market is it confirms that this market has to go to the downside. So we have that pattern within a pattern. So as we can see, now I can just zoom in onto the current market just to see what I can get from the current market. So if I can just go down onto the daily time frame, uh, on the daily time frame I can already see that we had that broke of structure right there, and after that broke of structure, the market was manipulated right there. We had that gap right there, of which that gap, there was a lot that was happening. I don't understand what was happening right there. I think it was around those COVID-19 days. So as you can see, we broke structure. We formed that pattern, Falcon pattern, which is the continuation pattern to the downside. The market broke that structure, went back to retest this level right there, and then the market formed some sort of a consolidation right there. And then after that, we continued moving to the downside. From this level. Impulsively moved to the downside. So if I can just highlight that area, this area right here, we had that consolidation movement, right? We had that consolidation right there. There was some sort of a consolidation that happened around this area. If I can just highlight that area, this was our consolidation zone, which is our playground. So that consolidation was broken to the downside, and then the market went back to test these levels right here and then continued moving to the downside. We also had that consolidation movement right there again. We had that consolidation movement right there again. If I can just highlight this area right here, this is our playground. We had that consolidation movement right there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the market push back up to these areas right there. um, I wouldn't be surprised to see the market push from these areas right here to that area right there, to test this area and then continue pushing to the downside, you know. So what happened right here, what happened here has to be repeated right here, you know. So if I can just go on to the weekly time frame, we will start seeing what is really happening, you know. You'll start to see what I'm really talking about, you know. So as you can see here on the weekly time frame, after that consolidation movement, we broke to the downside, and then there was a candlestick that went back to test that broken level, right? So what happened here has to be repeated here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this market push to the upside, right, to that level right there, and then continue to move to the downside. So if we move to this level in a corrective manner, if we see a nice pattern on the lower time frame, I am gonna take this trade, you know. I'm gonna take this trade all the way to the downside, because you can see, gents, where we are really going in this market. So I will take this opportunity, I will take this trade from this level going down all the way to that level right there. As we can see, uh, this is the weekly structure. This is the weekly structure. So this is what I'm seeing on this Euro CAD. This is what I'm seeing on this Euro CAD. This is what is happening on this Euro CAD. So what I will be expecting from these levels right here is to see this type of movement right here. I'll be expecting to see this type of movement from this level. I'll be expecting to see this type of movement right here on these levels, you know. I'll be expecting to see something like this, you know. So this is what I'm seeing on this Euro CAD.